We think it's important that people get comfortable being uncomfortable. We say this a lot in CrossFit because it's uncomfortable to work hard. It just is. Muscles burn, you're tired, it's exhausting. You feel like, why am I even doing this sometimes? But you know what? Once you have kind of survived that and you have persevered through it and you've accomplished something, it's like, yeah, I can totally do that. And now you've built confidence, and you've also built some mental toughness. And that getting comfortable being uncomfortable is really important as we're going through a rehabilitation process or a training program that's supposed to leave us better than when we started, right? And it takes work to get there. And we have to be willing to be somewhat uncomfortable to get there. And that's different for everybody. We'll always say, hey, my 7 out of 10 pain might be your 2 out of 10 pain. I don't know. It's all a relative scale. What can you relatively accept as far as discomfort? And some people can do all kinds of stuff. Some people can go sit in an ice bath. Some people can't at all. So it doesn't really matter what it is, but there is an ability to think, well, this is kind of where I'm comfortable to. And if we just kind of keep teasing that up, at some point we realize that we are really more capable and more resilient than we may have thought. And once we get comfortable being uncomfortable, our relative definition of discomfort changes, and that scale changes completely. And if we can just constantly nudge that scale up, suddenly things that once were uncomfortable are completely normal and completely fine. And it's like, that's easy, that's totally fine. And that's great. You get there through repeated exposure. You get there through being challenged, but then having a successful outcome over and over and over. And if we think about that just in context of a training program, if I show up and do this day after day after day after day, you're darn right I'm going to get comfortable being uncomfortable because I've been there. I know that I'm okay on the other side of it, and I know that it does get easier over time. But it is uncomfortable in the process. That's okay. Let's work on becoming comfortable being uncomfortable as a group together.